Hey guys, I'm live. I'm live. Signal seems to be okay. Hopefully it's going out okay, which is always something I need to check. There has been some problems with YouTube. Is that working okay? Yes, it is. I'm just trying to hear the audio. Yeah, just wanted to make sure everything was okay. There's actually been a few problems with YouTube this year as far as me doing live streams where I'm uploading at the correct speed and for whatever reason the stream wasn't working correctly. So it's always important to check. So yes, this is my first live stream for a while. And if you subscribe to my channel, you might know that last week I talked about not doing live streams for a while. Hey Barry, thanks for tuning in. So yeah, last week I talked about the fact that I hadn't been doing a lot of live streams. And I've said it time and time again, live streams are, for me, one of the most enjoyable aspects of being a YouTuber. I need to do that because it feels stupid calling myself that. But yeah, live streams are one of the most enjoyable ways to do videos on YouTube. Simply because, you know, it's a way for me, you know, you can ask me questions back and forth and we can chat in real time. It's just not the same when someone's posting a comment and then I'm replying several hours later or 2 days later. But YouTube's still got a funny, you know, it's still not working correctly, as in whenever I do a live stream. And this is one reason why I wanted to do a live stream today as well, because I scheduled this live stream like 4 hours in advance, but yeah, sometimes it just doesn't notify people that I'm going live. And this is one of the reasons why I've not been doing live streams, because it doesn't notify people that I'm online, that I am live. And despite the fact I announce it on Twitter and, you know, YouTube and all that, people aren't being notified. But how's things, Barry, anyway? How's things? There's a few things I want to talk about. I mean, I can go over some of the things I've talked about, that I talked about earlier in the week about my camera and stuff. And I want to talk about the OnePlus Nord. Now, the problem is that, like, I've not been doing a lot of live streams recently, so I'm always reading tech news. I use the iPad Pro for that now, and I read a lot of tech news, and, you know, I'm constantly finding interesting stories, and then I email it to myself. But because I've not been doing live streams, I've not been talking about it, so I've got this backlog of tech news from like a month ago, and all the news is dated. For example, I wanted to talk about Apple moving to the ARM or ARM CPU setup rather than Intel. I think that could be, yeah, it's quite significant. I've not read too much about that. That's why I wanted to talk about that with people. But it definitely seems to be quite a game changer as far as what they're doing with their own chips and stuff like that. With regards to what happened with this camera, I just ordered a lens for it. So if you didn't see my video the other day, basically I ordered the X-T4 here and it came with this 16 to 80mm lens, and it was making this high-pitched sound. So I returned it and they were fantastic. Panamoys were amazing. They picked it up. They said, oh, we'll send a courier. And the guy was at the door and I didn't even have the lens packaged. So I had to say to the guy, come back in 10 minutes. They come back, I had it packaged up and I had the invoice printed, and yeah, I got it sent away. I said, here's the receipt, and they refunded it immediately. I really couldn't have been happier with how they handled it. But I just ordered another lens, and I've ordered it domestically in the UK. I ordered that lens domestically in the UK because I got a 2-year UK warranty, so I thought I'll just pay a little bit extra this time and get the UK warranty, because it wasn't much more, it was like $580. So yeah, I've ordered that other lens. It says within 5 days. I'll just see, you know, when it comes. But when I get that lens, I can go out with the X-T4 and I can do some videos with it. Seen your video about live streams. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. I mean, I'm looking at this just now, Barry, and I can see just now the stream, like, it shows me that the stream health is fine. And can I show you this? Can I show you this? Let me see. Let me see. Right, so I've got, let me see. Can I show you this? Yes, I can. Right, so I'll show you this. There we go. Right, so this is what I'm actually seeing in real time, and this is letting me see the live stream. Now, I can see that there's 3 people watching, but I know firsthand from, you know, just using doing live streams in the past and things like that. I know that it used to say like 5, 6, 7, 10 people immediately. And it's not because my channel is smaller, and it's not because I'm getting less views that I'm getting less people tuning in. It's actually the opposite. I've got more viewers, I've got more views on a monthly basis, I've got more subscribers, yet whenever I do a live stream now, there's less people actually tuning in at the start, despite the fact that I can see more people have selected to, watch my live stream. So that's why I wanted to do that video, because I do enjoy these live streams because they're more dynamic, they're less artificial. Is that the word I'm looking for? You know the way, see when you do like a YouTube video and you do like a 30-minute video or 20-minute video, but then you need to cut it down to remove all the ahs and ums and all the mistakes and things like that. But I don't mind the mistakes too bad. I don't. There you go. There's another mistake. I don't mind the mistakes too much because that's how I talk. This is how I speak. I do make mistakes when I'm talking. So I do like the dynamic of live streams. So it looks like a few people are tuning in now, but that's one of the reasons why I've not been doing live streams. YouTube just isn't notifying people that I'm online. So it's one of the reasons why I've not been doing it. But yeah, I got that lens sent away the other day, and I've got all the accessories that I need, and I'm just waiting for the lens. When the new lens comes, then I'll get out with the XT4 and I'll do some videos and I'll see what I like about it. I still don't know what I like about this. I mean, the settings area and the specifications, make this an amazing camera, but I need to check the autofocus and all that. Hey, Mr. Switch. Yeah, the Pocophone is great. Hey, Hugh. Long time no see, mate. Yeah, the Pocophone is good. I know we kind of talked about it before. And we talked about the phone, and I mean, I guess I covered most of what I wanted to say in that live video. In that video-wise, I don't think this front camera is amazing. Like that pop-up camera, it's quite a nice little, I guess you could call it a gimmick, but I think from a security point of view, the pop-up camera does make a lot of sense. But the front camera isn't great. It's better than any mid-range phone out there, but if you're comparing this to other flagship phones, this is way behind this front camera, and the front camera is what I would normally use because, I hold videos like that. Hold the phone like that to do videos. But battery life is amazing, performance is good. The main camera at the back is really good as well. I like the design. I quite like this case that came with it, and I quite like the fact that I only paid £400 for it as well. It's just something about paying less for a phone that you don't have to baby it. If I'd spent £1,000 for this, I probably would have put it in a much bigger case because I was paranoid about getting it scratched. But with this, it's like, I don't care. I only paid £400. All right, okay, you've got another channel, Barry. Let me see. Where is your channel? Can I see this? It doesn't let me select your channel. I'm trying to select that. There used to be an option when I selected over your name where it says view channel or something like that. I can't see that there for some reason. What does your podcast focus on, Barry? What phone did you get, Hugh? What phone did you get? Mr. Switch says the selfie on the Xiaomi phones. Am I pronouncing that right, by the way? I've been saying Xiaomi for about 2 years whenever I talked about that company, and I think it's the right name. I don't know, it could be Xiaomi or something else. But I think it's a Xiaomi as well. Yeah, I mean, the other one I was looking at, Mr. Switch, was the Mi 10. The Mi 10. The Mi 10 looked really good as well, but at the time, I think the Mi 10 has dropped in price now. I think you can get it about 600, but when it first came out, it was like 800, 850, 900. Xiaomi. All right, okay. I've definitely been pronouncing it wrong then. I've definitely been pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, Xiaomi. Okay, I'll try and use that now. I've got Xiaomi for some reason stuck in my head. But yeah, Xiaomi. I was looking at the Mi 10, and the Mi 10 looked really good as well. But it was like £300 more expensive, and I thought it just isn't worth paying that much more for it. Oh, is that why, Barry? I was wondering why, because I was selecting over your name, because used to be a lot of people who would say, I've just started a new YouTube channel, and then I would show others in the stream, this is a YouTube channel, check it out. which I don't mind doing because I mean, I don't want spammers, but I think it's good to try and, you know, I've obviously reached like over 10,000 subscribers. It's good to try and pass on a little kudos to some other people on YouTube as well, because I remember being at, you know, just starting out as well and how difficult it is. That's annoying they've removed that. That is annoying. So Barry's podcast is going to be about music-related topics. I've discussed having a podcast with my friend Kevin. Like my friend Kevin, you might have seen him. We've done a few videos together, and we always discuss doing a podcast. And I like the idea of just videoing a podcast, like doing a live stream like this, and then afterwards, once the video's finished, just using the audio from that video and just firing it up into the RSS feed for a podcast. But we just never get around to it, you know. But the two of us are busy. We've got work. He's got, you know, a wife and kid. I've got a partner and all that as well. And you know what it's like being an adult. You've got great plans for doing things. You've got the money to do things as well, but you just don't have the time. That's one of the things about getting old. You know, I've talked about this with my friend Malky, how we were growing up and, you know, you'd read magazines about video games and you're like, oh, I want to buy that game. And you had all the time in the world to play these games, but you just didn't have the money to buy all the games you wanted. And now you're older, you've got all the money to buy any video game, any game that you want, and you just don't have the time to play it. So you've got all these games you've bought with the intention of completing, and they just sit there in the wrapper and they don't get played. That's the joy of getting old. So I don't really have anything to talk about today, guys, if I'm honest, as far as, you know, sometimes I've got 5 or 6 different stories lined up, but I didn't want to do that today. I wanted to just kind of have a catch up. There's one thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about the OnePlus Nord phone, but apart from that, if there's anything you want to talk about, just post it in the comment area and I'll, you know, bring it up in the browser. Hey Gary, where is your violin? Where do you generally buy your kit for filming, etc.? China. Normally, actually, Mr. Switch, nearly all the cameras I've purchased over the years have been secondhand. Nearly all of them. I'm filming with a Sony a6500 right now, which I can't. Well, is that one? Like, hold on now. See if this is connected. Activate. Is that connected? I don't think. No, I've not got that webcam connected. I'm filming with the Sony a6500, which I bought secondhand. I use a secondhand Sony RX10. This is probably the best bargain I've ever bought, which is just out of shot. But this was £200 I bought it for when it was selling brand new for like 700. Someone said it was broke on eBay and it wasn't. But nearly all the cameras I've bought, I think honestly every single one, apart from the Panasonic G6 years ago, all of them were secondhand. So you're talking like 80-90% of the cameras I've ever bought for YouTube, nearly all of them have been used or refurbished. This one is really the exception. So I've bought a lot of things from China, but this is the first camera I've bought from Hong Kong. But it does make a lot more sense to buy this, you know, to buy cameras from Hong Kong. I saw a few guys selling one of the Fuji cameras, the AX7, and he was selling it on AV forums, and he wanted more than what you could get it for from Hong Kong. It was second hand, and he took the lens off. He said, no, I want the lens, I'll just sell you the body. And he still wanted more than what they were charging in Hong Kong. And you see that online, people were charging more for a used camera or a used lens, more than what you can get it brand new from Hong Kong. So I think moving forward, if I'm buying a newish camera, I'm talking a camera within the last 2 years, I would buy from Hong Kong, and I would use Panamos or one of these companies where you get a good warranty with, you know, they actually said to me, do you want to send it to the Fuji repair centre in the UK? And I was like, listen, it's brand new, just give me the refund. But I think if a camera is a few, you know, more than that, you know, if a camera is, say, for example, 3, 4 or 5 years old, I would just buy used. And it's different from phones though. This is the thing with cameras. And it would probably be the same for phones if we didn't have the battery issue. Like with phones today, all the batteries are built in, which means that after 2 years, it doesn't really make sense to buy a phone second hand because you've got this built-in battery. Now, I know that most phones, you can buy a replacement battery and you can replace it, but it's a lot of hassle. It's normally a pain. You have to take the screen off and all that. And you kind of lose any incentive to actually buy it used. If this had a battery where you could just, you know, you had an old battery and you just put it in the back, then I would probably still buy some older phones for backup phones and things like that. But that's the thing with cameras. if this was 5 years old, it's, you know, if it's in good condition, it's in good condition. And all you have to do is just make sure you buy a new battery so that you've got a full charge. So cameras, I would definitely say buy from Hong Kong or buy used. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. But we'll see. There's a few other cameras. I'm hoping to get maybe one other camera. I realise that, you know, it's maybe overkill, but we're booked up to go to Malta next month. Hopefully we can get away. And this kind of camera, once you add the lens, it's a pain to carry around. I'd rather have a little compact, something that I'm not worried about as much as far as, you know, scratching it and things like that. So I'll maybe pick up something else for a travel camera, something a little bit more flexible. Yeah, I do remember that, Mr. Switch. Even with the V10, I think the V10 the V10 was one of the ones everyone said, oh, I keep buying the V series because it's got the removable battery. And then I think by the time they got to the V30, and they, you know, just used a regular built-in battery, which is annoying. I don't know why they just, you know, didn't keep it going. Especially when, you know, there's a lot of people who would continually buy phones. I know if I could buy a replaceable battery for this, I would buy a dual charger. I would, you know, charge it up, 2 batteries, and then if I'm out, I would keep a spare battery in the car or something, and then just switch the battery over. And I used to do that all the time, like for like 10 years. Every time I bought a phone, I bought 2 batteries. So it's a shame that it's been a while since, you know, any phone had that. How are your headphones? I thought I could see them there, Gary, but they're downstairs. Yeah, they're excellent, mate. Absolutely amazing. The thing is, see, whenever I do reviews, there's always that, you know, after a few months, you learn more about it and you think, oh, I didn't see that in the review because you genuinely didn't know at the time. For example, this keyboard is fantastic to type on. I reviewed it recently, but I have discovered that sometimes it's a little bit quirky where you have to connect it again and download the firmware again because some of the keys aren't set. But it's not like I'm going to do another video just for that one little quirk. I didn't know it at the time, so I didn't talk about it in the review. The reason I'm saying this is because those headphones, Gary, one of the things I said in the video was that they didn't seem too loud. But I think I just had a setting wrong in my watch because I cranked the volume up, and you can pretty much deafen yourself with these headphones if you want to. So the only criticism I had for those headphones was that they didn't seem loud enough when you're running, but I just hadn't set the volume loud enough on my watch. That's how stupid I was. So yeah, the running headphones are excellent. Definitely excellent. I would buy them again. If I lose them or if they break for any reason, I'm just going to buy another pair. That's how much I like them. So I'll see if I can find those headphones for you. I'll find the review and I'll post it here. What I do remember, where are they? See if I can find it. I can't even remember the name of them because they're downstairs. See if I can find this. What were the name of these, Gary? Can you remember the name of them? Ah, here we go. Aftershokz Aeropex. So I'll get this. Right, I'll show you these. I'll post it here. This is it here, Mr. Switch. Yeah, I did a review. That's what I was looking for. That's the thing. Honestly, I check my own channel all the time because I forget things about things I've reviewed because it's like 6 months ago or a year ago or whatever. So what I would say about these is that these retail at, they're about 150 in the UK, but I got them from eGlobal and they were like £80 or something like that. So they were a lot cheaper from Hong Kong. So, so let me see if I can show you in this review. So here we go. So I've got Inception here going on, but yeah, these are the headphones here, and they use bone conduction. So yeah, this is the video, and I kind of show you that's them there, the red pair there. And Yeah, that's him. Sorry, I'm losing my track. Losing my thoughts there. Yeah, what I would say about them, they're bone conduction, so they don't actually go in your ear. So when you're running, you're not like fidgeting with anything. They just sit in place. And yeah, the only thing is if it's really windy and you don't have a hat on, it picks up a lot of the wind noise and you can't really hear yourself. But I normally wear a hat when it's that windy because it's cold, so it's not really a problem. So yeah, I would buy them again. I could definitely recommend them. But I think there's one UK website that's selling those headphones at a much cheaper price point, like 110. So if you don't want to go to Hong Kong, I think there is someone in the UK selling it at a cheaper price. But yeah, I paid like £80 or something like that. Great, man. Absolutely great. Right, so if I jump back to the browser, this is the only thing I really had planned for talking about in this video. The OnePlus Nord. And to be honest, I've seen a lot of people talking about this on social media and I've not really been paying attention, which is why I wanted to talk about it today. But the OnePlus website doesn't really tell you much. It's just saying about pre-ordering it and all that. And I know that OnePlus's marketing campaign for this is about going back to the roots. And it's a nice way of saying that they have been steadily increasing the price of their phones for like, what, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years now? Yeah, longer than that. I mean, they're on the OnePlus 8 now, aren't they? So they've been increasing their prices. When the first OnePlus came out, they had that stupid referral system that you had to use, which I actually had a referral, and then there was still a delay. I can't remember, but I think I waited a month to try and get the phone, and then I gave up, and I was like, right, I'm going to buy another phone. So this one is a lot cheaper. According to GSM Arena, this is going to be under €300. So maybe it's going to be £250 or something. So I'll just summarise some of the specifications here. I don't think these are 100% official as yet, but they're normally pretty close. 128GB storage, a 6.55-inch screen, 64 megapixels is the main sensor, 6GB of RAM, and it's got the 765G CPU, which coupled with that 4300 mAh battery, that should be pretty good because that's an efficient mid-range CPU. Super AMOLED display, Android 10, Adreno 620, UFS 2.1, obviously a little bit slower for write speeds. Video 4K at 30, 1080 at 30, and it's got a dual selfie camera on the front, 32 and 8, which means that it's probably got a better selfie camera than this one. I haven't read too much about this, guys. I just kind of checked this out today. Fast charging, 30 watts as well, so that'll be pretty good. I do like the price point. So one of the phones I was kind of waiting to get, because I decided not to get the Apple iPhone SE. One of the phones I decided to wait for was the Google Pixel, which seems to have been delayed and delayed and delayed. But I'll maybe hold back and I'll get that phone. I'll see. Apparently it's going to be pretty close to the Oppo X2 Lite. Ah, that's interesting. So the X2, the main X2 is the one that's crazy expensive, isn't it? Is that the one that's like, what, £1,100 or something, like, or £1,000 at one point? And everyone said it was the best phone and the best camera, but it's just ridiculously priced. Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that because I remember looking at one of them and I thought I saw it and it was like 650, 700. And then I realized it was the light version, it wasn't the full version. Yeah, well, what I would say about OnePlus is that what OnePlus have been doing over the last few years is steadily increasing the prices of their phones. But when I had the OnePlus, what did I have? Was it OnePlus 6, the OnePlus 7? I picked up one of them. I had it for a few weeks and I just sold it. And I thought the build quality was really plasticky, which I don't mind per se because you know it's better than having a glass one that you then have to put in a case. It means it's not going to smash. But I didn't think it had a premium build quality for the price that they were charging. And most of the OnePlus phones have been like that. They've got this cheap plastic build quality. So I've never thought they've 100% justified charging that premium that they do. You know, they're charging so much extra money for their phones because they've got, you know, performance is good, you've got the right cameras and all that, but the build quality just wasn't the same as a Samsung phone or an Apple iPhone. And I was actually like the Poco, you'll know this as well, Mr. Switch, but the Poco phone, the build quality is really impressive. I would say for a phone that I assumed was going to be cheap, because the original Pocophone, the build quality was super cheap. It was plastic. But this one, they went for, you know, really good build quality. It's kind of like Samsung with the glass. X2 Pro is just the 8 Pro. Ah, right, okay. When does your contract end, Barry? You going to go SIM only? Yeah, great value. Sorry, what were you talking about there, Mr. Switch? Great value? Which one? Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. I'm just thinking I'll actually be using those headphones in an hour because I became an absolute fatty during the pandemic. So I'm going to go out with my friend and we're going to go for a run. Gary, if I'm going out for a run, that means that you need to get the car ready. So see after I got those headphones that Gary was talking about, I went out for a run and I was using the headphones, and it must have been like 4 days in a row when I went out for a run. Gary drove by with the shades on and the window down, like, hey, every time I went out. Ah, the Poco. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely great value. Do you know what? You probably saw this. I mean, you probably shared the deal on Hot UK Deals, but this was £328 at one point. £328, which is insane. And that's kind of the gimmick, or not the gimmick, the selling point that I said for this when I did the review of this, that this could technically be the phone of the year. It could be the phone of the year simply because of price, because, I mean, I don't like criticising other YouTubers too much, but you know yourself, you look at a lot of these reviews online, and a lot of these guys that have got like 1 million subscribers, and yeah, their camera, you know, the camera quality and the footage and all that, it's all swish, it's all professional. But these people get, you know, they get invited to events, and then they get these phones free of charge, or they've got the budget to just, you know, where price isn't an issue for them, and they never even talk about price. They're like, oh, this is the best phone of the year, and you're like, it costs £1,300. It should be the phone of the year. $1,500 or something for a phone. It should be the phone of the year. So I think a lot of these, you know, a lot of these people, they kind of, maybe they're out of touch a little bit, I would say. April 2022. Sorry, Barry. I think, Mr. Switch, I think I paid 405. I think I paid, because I got it on launch day. So there wasn't really any deals then. I think I got like a 2% voucher or something like that that brought the price down, like a little discount. But yeah, I was like 405. But I'm not bothering, you know. It's pretty much the same price. We're not talking hundreds or anything like that. But what phone have you got now, Barry? Because you could always switch phone by selling your phone. Yeah, mine wasn't eGlobal. Mine was it Gearbest? Yeah, it was Gearbest. It was because I think they said that they were going to sell it on Banggood and maybe AliExpress, but I don't think they had listed it on those websites those days. On the official website, the link to the Gearbest page, $500, whatever it was, and yeah, that's what they went for. I think I took the phone in a longer term to bring the monthly cost down. Ah, right. That was something I never ever did. That's actually when I switched from using a contract. Like anyone from the UK, certainly in the UK, I'm not sure, I assume most people watching right now are from the UK because of the time of the day. But yeah, I remember that's when I switched from doing monthly contracts, because I used to always have a 1 year, a 12-month contract, and then all of a sudden these 18 and 24-month contracts slipped in. And I remember saying, I'm not going to take a phone out for 2 years. That's ridiculous. I change my phone every year. Every year I get a new phone, a new contract. I move network. I'm not going to you know, go for the 18 or 24 months. But they slowly made it that it was impossible to get a 12-month contract, and now it's 24, 30, or 36, which is insane, because the APR on those phones is like 25, 30% sometimes when you actually work out what you're paying. Whereabouts in Scotland are you, Barry? So as far as how is everyone getting on with the pandemic? Because I know England are kind of a couple of weeks ahead of us as far as the restaurants and pubs and all that opening. But I think everything's going back to normal next week in Scotland. The 15th of July, restaurants and things will be open. Ah, Livy, oh, you're not too far from me, Barry. I'm only a 30-minute drive from you. Not even that. Yeah, Mr. Switch, I've got, I think mine's is £20 per month, and I get 300 gigabytes and then unlimited calls and texts. So I keep meaning to change my contract, but I haven't found anything that's a better deal as yet. The only time I've found a better deal for my phone would be to switch to the 3 network. And my girlfriend's on 3, and yeah, I've seen the problem she's had with it. Even like she's in Edinburgh, and you'd think in a city centre the signal would be amazing. Over the last few months, it's there's been a couple of days where she's had no phone signal at all, and she's had to WhatsApp call me and all that. So yeah, I wouldn't want to go with 3. I just don't think their network is that reliable. And the last time I remember as well with 3 was their the call centres and all that. It was just an absolute pain. So I'd rather stick with them just now, unless some super duper deal comes up with another network. We'll see. But I like the idea of this OnePlus Nord. It seems like it's getting a little bit of attention. Oops, I'm jumping to the wrong screen there. That was actually supposed to be my overhead camera, which I've not switched on. I clicked on it by mistake. You can't edit it out, guys. It's live. All the mistakes have to stay in. Yeah, I think this looks okay. For me, I would accept the back camera not being as good. It won't be as good as the Pocophone. The sensors don't look as good as far as... Well, they've got a 64 f2, and you've got a 16... So you've got a wide, an ultra-wide, and a macro. I think the Pocophone's got a depth sensor as well, so it's not a huge difference. But the selfie camera looks like it'll be better. I do think the selfie camera will be better. Yeah, it's 90 Hz as well. That's a good point. I forgot all about that. It is 90 Hz refresh rate. Yeah. Although, I mean, I don't think the Hertz thing is good, and I'm sure the standard over the next few years will start going towards 90, 120, 144 Hertz will just become standard. All at the moment those are kind of high-end displays, but it will get to a point where those are just regular displays like that, and only budget phones will have the lower refresh rates. But honestly, at the moment, I don't feel that this is slow or it's less fluid or that games aren't as good because it only has 60 Hertz. But I might be I might have a different opinion in a couple of years when things move on. Hey Marvin, how's things? If they sell it for £250, all other mid-rangers might as well leave the room. Yeah. Well, the thing is as well, I mean, I suspect that, with regards to the Google Pixel, I suspect that it will come out at what the last ones come out at. I saw when the iPhone SE came out, I saw a lot of the news and rumours, articles coming out, and they're all saying this is an opportunity for Google to undercut them, because it was like $419 for the base version. Is that right? I think at the time, $419 for the base version of the SE. But then if you wanted the one that had 128 gigabytes of storage, which you would probably go for because the other one's got too little, it's got 64, then you had to pay like $469 or $479. And they were saying, well, if the Pixel comes in at $350, then they're going to undercut them. I think, if I remember, the Pixel 3a, was it the 3a last year? They did a lot of deals at the time where it was like, I can't remember if you got like a Chromebook with, was it a Chromebook they gave with it, or they gave you headphones? They did a couple of deals where the actual phone wasn't an amazing price. It was still $400, and there was mid-range Chinese, top of the range Chinese phones that you could have got for the same price. But when you threw in the free gift of the Chromebook or whatever it was, then it kind of worked out good value. I do think, though, if they come out at £400 for the Google Pixel, yeah, maybe technically it's good for a Pixel phone, but still, this will be cheaper. And it's hard for me to recommend the Google Pixel. Even now, it's hard for me to recommend it over this, when this is obviously a more powerful phone. And from what I've seen as well, the Google Pixel is always good for photos, but for videos, it's never been leading the market. It's never been top of the market in that regard as far as video quality goes. It's always been the photos is where it's excelled because of the software and tweaks and things like that. Pricing $419, $469, $569, right? I know there was a few deals though where you got like 5% off and it was kind of sub 400 at one point. Still using the Pixel 2. Ah, right, okay. When they changed from the, oh god, what was the first Pixel? What was the first Google range called? I had one of them. God, my mind's blank. When they come out, it was super cheap, and then they changed it to Pixel, and they just put the price up. What was the name of that again? I had one. I went up to like the 4th generation, was it? Nexus, that's it, the Nexus. Thank you. Yeah, so I think I had the Nexus 4 or something like that. And even then, it was like every Nexus started getting more expensive. And then it changed to Pixel, and they just like stuck a couple of $100 on it. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not a big photo guy anyway. All the photos I take, I'll tell you right. So the main reason I take photos for this is a silly picture that I send on WhatsApp, or a thumbnail for YouTube, or if I'm taking photos of something for an eBay listing, I'll use my phone and then I'll upload it, and that's it. Amazon reviews, just silly things like that where I don't really need a good camera. Now, if I'm going on holiday, that's obviously where you would use your phone and you would get good pictures. But if I want really good photos when I'm away, I'd probably go for a portable travel camera anyway. So for me, it was always video quality. I like the idea of just having a phone and just doing a quick video for you guys and that. But when you see the video quality from something like this, and then you compare it to this, there's still years of a difference there. And you forget that sometimes because you can look at the specifications and go, wow, this can do 4K 60. Well, that can do 4K 60, but it can do it properly. As far as the colors and all this can do that higher resolution, but it's not like the quality of the video is really increasing when you go up to 4K 60. So there's still a big gap between phones and cameras, but for most of the time, that's not an issue because you don't need that higher quality. Yeah, that's the best way to look at it. It's good enough for most situations. Obviously, my circumstances are different because I'm doing the YouTube thing and I'm trying to get the video quality better, etc. And even cameras like this, this will struggle in low light if you don't have the right lens. It will struggle with stabilization if you don't have the right lens in that as well. These are the same problems that you get with a smartphone as well. Spending loads on a phone for the camera is pointless. Yeah, I mean, I do like having a phone that's got a good camera in it, but like I would say this is the base level of what I'd like to pay for a phone. It's £400 or equivalent, sometimes cheaper, sometimes maybe 5 or 10 more, but you're talking $450 or something like that. And the photo quality and the video quality selling from the main camera is excellent. Now, I could spend another £800 and get the latest iPhone, or that, what do you call that one? That one you were talking about earlier, Mr. Switched Up, the X2. I could get the Oppo X2 and spend another £600. And the photos and videos will be better, but it's not night and day. You're talking about it being 5% better or 10% better, and you're paying more than 100% more. So this is, for me, I like having a flagship for performance and things like that, but this is really the base level. And that's what you need to remember. There's a lot of marketing going on for all these top of the range phones, and it's the same with the Pixel range. But what they don't tell you is the Google Pixel phone, which is £1,000, the Pixel 4, the Pixel 5, etc. When it comes out, it's got the exact same chipset as the phones that come from China that are like 350, 400. So why would you pay extra? Hey Tony, yeah, I've been using this. I've been using this as my daily phone. This is my main phone now. I've still got my Huawei sitting there. I need to sell that at one point, but I don't want to sell this until I've got another phone as a backup. So that's where something like the Nord phone, the OnePlus Nord, would actually be good, where I can maybe sell this and I'll use the Nord as the backup phone. It's just good to have a backup phone, if for any reason that stops working, or I need to use a second phone for any reason. Marvin, what made you choose the Fuji X-T4? Well, it really just, I love the design, but really it was the specifications. This can do 4K 60, right? So some of the other cameras out there, I think the Sony a6600. So I'm using the Sony Alpha 6500 there. It's a great camera. But what was good about this is it's got the flip out screen. So this has got the flip out screen, which is, you know, if you're doing a video like that, it's great. But you've also got, you know, you've got the mic port, you've got a headphone port via USB. I like the dials on this as well, but this can do 4K 60, which a lot of other cameras this size can't. But it can also do 4K 60 at full 10-bit color. Now, I wasn't really paying attention to this kind of thing a few years ago, if I'm honest, but when you start looking at it, 4K 8-bit and 4K 60 frames per second, or 4K 30, but 8-bit color to 10-bit color, the difference is quite significant when you see the video quality. So this can do that, and it just gives me more possibilities in the future. It means that I wouldn't really need to upgrade that for a few years. And it's just a really flexible camera, and it's quite a portable camera as well. And I do like the kind of the retro style. You can see it there. It's quite a nice retro style there. And I like the dials on the top. It's quite bright there, sorry, but it's there. I mean, long story short, it ticked a lot of boxes. And there's a lot of cameras that are more expensive than this that are, you know, kind of same quality wise and all that, but they're bigger and they're heavier. And I like the fact this was a little bit smaller. Oh, I just bought a P30 Pro. Nice. Did you get the new edition, Mr. Switch, the Google edition thing? Or did you buy the older version? I've had the F2 for a week now. Wasn't quite prepared for the weight increase over my S8. Do you think it's heavier? See, this is the thing, Tony. This is I think it's all perspective, though. I said that, like, so when I got the Realme X50 Pro the other month, I was using this phone. I was using this for a year or so, or just under a year. And I was used to the Huawei P30. So this is a small phone. It's super thin. It's super light. So when I went to that Realme X50 Pro, it almost felt like double the weight, and it felt bigger, and it felt heavy, and it felt bulky. And I'm like, I don't like this. This is weird. But then after a week of using it every single day, I went back to this, and this felt like a toy. It felt just annoyingly light, annoyingly small. So it's kind of perspective as to what you're looking for. But I think going from this to the Realme X50 Pro and then going down to this is actually, if I remember, it's a little bit thinner and a little bit lighter, I think. But certainly, you know, just getting used to the weight again, I don't notice it anymore now. I don't notice it. And maybe you'll be the same. Maybe you'll be the same. Ah, just the standard. Right, okay. So you got the P30 from last year. Yeah, I mean, so to go back a year ago, I could have got the P30 Pro, right? They did a really good deal with the O2 refresh in the UK, where you got the GT watch, which was selling for 200, and you got, I think it was headphones, and then you got a mini speaker as well. It was just ridiculous how much stuff you got free. So it worked out 285 for the P30 with the watch, which was 200. I gave to my brother, but you got the watch, the earphones, and a little speaker for 280 for the P30. But for me to jump up to the P30 Pro would be, I think it was 550 or something like that. It was over 500 anyway. And it was still an amazing price, but I was looking at the specs and I was thinking, well, this has got the headphone jack. It's not got all the zoom, and it's, you know, performance. It's got the same CPU and all that. But I looked at it and I thought the same selfie camera, you know, a lot of the specs were the same. And I thought, you know what, I'll just save the money. So I saved a few £100 and I went for the P30 rather than the P30 Pro. But I'd already tried the P30 Pro because my friend Kevin, he had the P30 Pro. He was raving about it, and yeah, it was great. It's an absolutely amazing phone, no doubt about it. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Don't worry, I'm not giving you the coronavirus. I don't know if it's just because of the weather here, like all the pollen and all that kind of crap. But yeah, so I ordered the lens for this. I'll see if I can get that. I'll show you the lens I've ordered, right? I'll give you the... Right, so I'm going to show you guys what I ordered. And I ordered this. In fact, I can show you something else I'm going to order as well. I'm going to show you something else I'm going to order as well. What is that called again? See if I can find this. There we go. Right, so Can I? No, I'll do. I'll switch my overhead camera on just to show you this guy. No worries, Mr. Switch. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, mate. I'll try and do more of these. As I said, I wasn't doing them before because, you know, it just didn't seem to be notifying people. But I think giving people the heads up this time has maybe helped. I don't know if you guys... Let me know how you got notified today, actually. That would be good. Let me know how you got notified. Like, did you get a notification that I was going live in 3 hours? That would help me, actually, if I knew how you guys did that. Yeah, this is my Garmin running watch. This is a 945, and I didn't notice it, but it's really dirty right now, actually. Let me see. I'll show you this in a second. Right, so I'm going to change to my overhead camera, which I believe... Right, so what I need to do is resize this. So look at this. Look, I'm resizing it. I'm resizing it because I had it in 4K mode before. So there we go. And then all we have to do... Look at that, guys. Right. So I'll show you this. Yes, 101. I'll quickly show you this. So this is my well, I guess you could call it a smartwatch. It really is a running watch. It's a triathlon watch. And can you see it here? Getting focus here. It's flashing at the back. So it's yeah, there we go. There's the back of it. It's a 945, and I had the 935 beforehand, and I think the 955 is maybe going to come out this year or next year. But it's you know, the number of things that you can do with this is insane. I mean, there's run, treadmill, bike indoor, hike, pool, swim. I mean, yeah, it's just ridiculous. It can track everything, and it can track your heart rate and all that. So this does everything that I need it to do as far as, you know, tracking any kind of exercise that I do. It kind of encourages me to do it as well. One notification an hour ago and a live notification. Thanks, Tony. Right, so maybe it was my mistake, Tony. You know, I did that video the other week talking about that, and maybe I just wasn't giving people enough of a heads up that I was going to go live. You know, obviously there's been a lot of people tuning in. That's been really good, and I will do more live streams. I do enjoy them, guys. I'd like to get into some sort of routine where I do them every week. Okay, that's good. Thanks for letting me know, guys. That is good, because this is the kind of thing that YouTube does not give you information about. It doesn't show you how many people saw the notification or anything like that. So yeah, just before I started this live stream, I ordered this. Like, I'm talking minutes, literally minutes. Like, it was like 5 to 3, and I think I went live at 3. I ordered this. So one of the reasons I want to point this out is this kind of retails at $579, but you had to use their annoying cashback scheme. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I always feel this is one annoying step too many. I don't see why they don't just drop the price. I don't see why they do it this way. It's just what they do. Interestingly, this said only 10 in stock earlier on, and now it's got 7. Or I've ordered one of them. So I could have got this from a lot of different places, but I went with John Lewis because they give you a 2-year guarantee. So I went with that. I didn't even bother with the extra delivery charge to get it tomorrow. I just said, yeah, within 5 days, that's fine. So previously, I had the 16 to 80 millimeter. So what that means is the full frame is 24 to 122. Now, the one I'm getting is 10 to 24. And essentially what it means is that I've got a wider angle. And the problem is where's that tripod? So the problem with the 16 to 80 is the 16 to 80 basically covers you for everything. Like, if you were going on holiday, you would pick the 16 to 80 and it would have you covered for everything. But if I had to put this here with the 16 to 80 and just kind of sit it, you know, that kind of distance from me, you would see every single wrinkle, every little mark on my face, you know. And I'm someone who, you know, it's had problems with acne and different things when I was younger. Well, I still have a little bit of problems with it, but this kind of thing is not the most flattering. It's just too zoomed in, and it's just, yeah, it's just not, it's too zoomed in, 16 to 80. So the 10 to 24 gives you more of a kind of, I guess it's more of an action camera kind of view, you know, that wide angle. You don't have the fisheye effect. But the 10 to 24 seems like it'll be a better option for me. The only problem is the other lens was technically a better lens in some regards because it was weather sealed. So this camera is weather sealed. You can take it out pouring rain and it'll be fine. But this one is not weather sealed. The lens isn't weather sealed, sorry. So the camera will be weather sealed, but the lens won't. But I started thinking about it and I'm like, you know what, like how many circumstances is that going to be an issue for me? You know, if I'm out and it's absolutely pouring with rain, if I'm doing a hill walk, I just won't use the camera. I'll put it into my bag and then when it's better, I'll take it back out. I don't think it's going to be an issue with the fact it's not waterproof. I don't think so anyway. And even if it is, I can buy another lens. I think the 10-24 range will be fine for me. So the other thing that I was going to buy today or tomorrow. So I've ordered that. That will come over the next few days, and when I get that, what it means is I can unbox it and I can go out with it and I can just go, I don't know, if the audio's okay, I might just go out and do a hill walk or something. Maybe that's what I should do. Just take a walk out, talk to the camera, and I would rather do that, you know, just get out for the day and test it out. I've never been a fan of doing videos in like streets. You know, I wouldn't like to walk about a street with everyone walking behind you going, eh. I'd rather get out there in the wilderness and go for a hill walk to test the camera. Now, the other thing I wanted to maybe buy was this. This is an on-camera mic, the Video Mic NTG. Now, I'm sure you're aware, the default microphone in phones and cameras, they're not usually that good. They really aren't. And this is one of the ones that I was looking at. You know, they've got the Rode Video Mic Pro, but yeah, I think this is the one that kind of ticks the most boxes for me. What I like about this as well is that you can use this one as just a microphone for your laptop or your PC. So you can connect this to, there it's there, USB-C output. You can connect this to your laptop and then just use it as a webcam. So basically it means that I can use this microphone in a lot of different ways. I can take it with me and use it on the camera, or, you know, take it out and just plug it into my laptop, and now I've got a good microphone for doing a live stream. And you've got a 3.5mm output as well, and you've got a headphone output, so I can test the monitoring. So this basically ticks all the boxes for me. So I'm probably going to get that, and I'll use it with this. I think that's what I'll be using. So when I'm going out, it'll kind of be this kind of setup where I've got it on top of the camera. That's kind of what I'll be using. But obviously, I've got microphones like this already, right? So I've got the Rode Video Micro, and this has got the Dead Kitten on it. This is a Shure VP83, which I've actually got a really big furry Dead Kitten for this as well over there somewhere. It came with it. Now the problem with this is I'm not sure if this is clear, but can you see that? It's maybe not clear, but if I go to the overhead camera, I'll show you this. So it's hard to maybe see here, but the shock mount, so this is like the shock mount, right? So that when you're bouncing around, it doesn't like make any noise. And it's hard to see, but this is basically broke and it points down the way like that. So it's not straight. Like, see it, you can see it there, it kind of points down the way. And it's something that's quite hard to fix. I've tried to fix it, but you can see it's you know, it's all bendy there as well. It's just all kind of bent out of shape. And there's not really much I can do to fix it. There's a screw in there that you can tighten up, and it, you know, it kind of tightens it back a little bit, but it's still, yeah. It's not a problem for actually using it. You know, it's just, it's not a problem for using it. You know, it still works, and this is fine around the house, and it just takes one battery. You can see it there. But I think it's time to upgrade. I think it's time to get an upgrade and improve it. Definitely think I've got my money's worth out of that anyway, that's for sure. I've had it for years. So if there's anything else you want to talk about, let me know. But if not, I can tie up the live stream. It's been good to catch up though, guys. It has been. I know I've been rambling on, just talking nonsense for an hour, but that's what these live streams are about. Yeah, if you've got any suggestions about what I talk about in live streams, I do get a lot of suggestions for live streams, for videos, sorry. But it's weird, a lot of the suggestions are really weird. Like basically, I got a lot of requests to do a video, but it's always like silly requests as far as things that you would just never do a video. Like, for example, I could do a tutorial, like say I do a review about a phone or a camera, and they say, can you do a 20-minute tutorial about showing you how to adjust this in the settings area? And you're like, just Google it and do it yourself. Like, what did you want me to show you? Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm not going to spend a couple of hours doing a tutorial for this minuscule little thing in the settings area. You can learn it yourself. I try and accommodate people as best as I can, but sometimes the requests are kind of silly. But live streams is where it's good to do a kind of Q&A, and I can help people out, and I can show people some of my setup and all that and help out. But yeah, once I get the lens for this, and once I get that microphone as well, I'll maybe, the first day I go out with this, I'll maybe just use this, or I'll use the Video Micro. I'll do some tests in the house, and I'll get out with this, and it'll be good to try it out. Have you got any money left after the recent spending spree? Well, let me see here, the Fuji, so that Fuji lens, so I get £740 back from that lens that I bought. So this works out at 579, but I need to wait. So I had to pay 850 today, but then I'll get £270 back. I don't know how long it takes, maybe a month or something, I don't know. I'll get that back from Fuji once I give them the serial number and all that. So I'll get that money back, and then yeah, I'll have, what will I have then, about £180 left, and then I'll use that to put towards that mic. But to summarize it, no, I don't have any money left with it. I spent more than what I made though. You know, I think I sold about 4 cameras. I sold my 2 Sony cameras. I sold my GoPro 7 Black, I think it was. And I sold my Canon M50 and, you know, 2 or 3 lenses. And in total, I got about £1,500. So I spent £1,740 on this camera and lens. So yeah, in total, that kind of matches up. But I spent about £400 on accessories for this, because this is the thing, you know, this is the one thing they don't tell you when you're buying a more expensive camera. I got this and it comes with a battery, but I wanted a second battery because, you know, if I'm out all day filming, it's going to use up a lot of juice. And just one battery, I might even have to buy more, but just one battery was like £60. I had to buy a dual charger because they only give you a cable to charge it in the camera. So I bought a dual charger, which is over there. And see if I can show you this. So this dual charger didn't even come with a cable, didn't come with an adapter, just came like this. That's it. So that was like another £60. That was it, £60 for that. Just so that I can do this and charge it up. £60. You're talking about £1 of plastic and electronics there, £60, but there's no third-party chargers at the moment because this is a new camera and the batteries are new. So there's a lot of things like that. I got the memory cards. Those were like £250 or £260 for 2 as well. So I spent another £400 just on accessories. And then I'm probably going to have to pick up another lens and all that. It's not cheap. It's, you know, it's just, it is what it is. Yeah, you have this, all of this stuff costs money. It's okay though. It's, you know, that is what it is. Barry's saying, I get people asking me if they can use a certain track they found on SoundCloud in their videos. It's like they think I'm a database of royalty-free music. Is that what you do though, Barry? Do you write music yourself and release it? Hey Ed, good to see you, man. I've not seen you in a while. How's things? So where did I put that cable? I'll put that back down there. So yeah, as far as spending money, I made about £1,500 selling the other cameras, but in total, I'll probably end up spending about two grand, £2.5 on this camera. Maybe end up being £3 if I pick up another lens. So yeah, it's a big investment, but you know, you have to kind of think about this. This isn't just for 1 month. This is something that hopefully I can use as a good camera for the next couple of years. And if I do sell it, decide to sell it, then I'll still get, you know, some of my money back. So yeah. Oh, get that over there. Ah, right, okay, Barry. That's, you know, someone, Mr. Switch, who left earlier, he said that to me the other day on Twitter. He said that he likes the fact that I don't use music in my videos. And I was like, I don't use music because, one, it's very hard to get vocals and music at the right, you know, kind of sound, the right sound level, because either the music is too quiet and it's annoying in the background, or it's too loud and you can't hear the vocals. But the more important thing is YouTube's copyright system is just absolutely screwed as far as, you know, you can get the rights. You could buy, for example, the rights to use a music track, an audio track, and then you can still get a copyright claim against you. And there's people that release songs, their own songs that they've written on YouTube, and then some company will just claim it as their own, and they have to go through the whole process of getting money back. You know, so I just like, you know what? After I had the copyright strike, and then I had something else, and I was like, you know what? I'm not messing about with audio whatsoever. No music at all in my videos. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good, Ed. I've not did a live stream in a long time, so I quite like these kind of informal ones where that's the thing, you know, if I sometimes I'll come into a live stream and I've got like 6 different things I want to talk about. But when I do that, I don't have the back and forth that I normally have when I talk to people. So I think the best thing for me to do is have a couple of things to talk about, but just, you know, just kind of go with the flow and just catch up with people and just see what's happening. But I'm going to call it quits there, guys, because I have been an absolute fatty over the last few months. As far as, you know, I've not been walking, I've not been running, I've not been doing anything, and I need to get my fitness back up. I need to get it back up. I need to stop being a fatty and get out there. And I was struggling for a little bit because I caught the coronavirus, and you know, everyone's been affected. The weird thing about the coronavirus is everyone's affected by it differently. But I was worried about it because I'm asthmatic, but I didn't have any problems with my breathing, no problems with coughing or anything. I'd had a fever, I collapsed because of the fever. But, you know, I was just ill for like 4 or 5 days. But after that, I had like a month or 2 months where I have no energy, where my asthma's been bad. And it's weird how it's like after the virus that I've had really, you know, I've really struggled. But my breathing's been good the last few days. I'm like, right, if my breathing's good, I've got no excuses. I need to get out. I need to run. I need to burn off these biscuits. Hey, David, good to see you, mate. How's things? You just missed me. I've been talking about cameras and my lens and stuff. I've just missed you. Oh, someone stole several of your your tracks. I had to contact them to take them down. Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. I mean, I fully support people that create music and then they claim from other people that have used it. It's just YouTube's copyright system is just a little bit too forceful with that. You know, it's a little bit too over the top with that. My own experience is I once did a 20-minute review of this kind of, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a blood pressure monitor or something. And it had a little jingle that went do-do-do when it loaded up. Someone claimed the whole video because of like a 1 second jingle. They claimed the whole video and they got all the money from that video to the point when I was like, screw them, that's just ridiculous. And I edited the video and I uploaded it again. So I don't support that. And I once did an 8-hour live stream. 8 hours I did a live stream on it was a cryptocurrency channel at the time. 8 hours I did. 8 hours of live streaming where, you know, multiple times during the live stream I had to say, I'm going for a toilet break, I'll be back. I did a pee and come back. And one point someone requested a funny clip from, I think it was Ace Ventura 2. And I showed about 15 seconds of this video. And that movie company just claimed that whole live stream. And the annoying thing was, at that time, I had not reached 1,000 subscribers or something. And I couldn't display banners on my channel. I wasn't allowed to monetize my channel in any way. Yet this company had an advertisement going through an 8-hour live stream because of 15 seconds. So there's things like that. I'm like, come on, you know, where does fair use come in? But YouTube's handling of it is pretty poor as well, because what they'll say is someone has said that you've stole their footage, or someone has said they've got a copyright claim against you, and that's fine. But what they say is you can claim against them, but if you lose, you get a strike. And it's like 3 strikes, your channel's deleted. So you're like, you know what? Just give them it. You don't take that risk. And it's completely flawed, because there's people out there that just abuse the system and they'll just keep claiming things even though, you know, they're not your own. But I do support people that, you know, having their content stolen. On YouTube, for example, I found there was like 40 people who were just uploading my videos to their own channel and just using that to make their own, you know, some of them had thousands of views and they were using it to grow their own channel. So I was like, I gave them a notice. I said, you've got 2 weeks to remove it. I don't want to give you a strike, but you've got 2 weeks to remove it. So things like that. Yeah, I don't mess with YouTube's copyright system at all now. Not at all. Oh, thanks, David. I've missed a few of your last videos the last few days just because I've been busy. I had some work to do. But I want to check out some of them. So David does a lot of really good video reviews and camera reviews and mic reviews. So you actually, I think you missed this, David, but I was talking about this a few minutes ago. I was talking about the VideoMic NTG. So, I mean, the two main camera mics, I used to have another one, but I gave it to my friend Kevin, but the two main ones I've got now are the Video Micro and the Shure VP83. So I was thinking about the VideoMic NTG. Obviously, I know the VideoMic Pro Plus is really good as well, but I like the idea that this one has, it's got the headphone monitoring and you can use it with your laptop. So I think that ticks more boxes for me. And I like the Wireless Go as well, because I've got a separate audio recorder. It's a shame I don't use this more, actually. It's a shame I don't use this more. This is still one of my favorite audio recorders, this. I love this thing. I used to use this all the time and it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I've never charged this, never once, because anytime you connect it to your computer to transfer files, it would just charge it up because it's got a rechargeable battery. And look at this, right? I'm very easily pleased, I will say that, but hey, how cool is that? This is amazing. I do love this. This is one of my favorite accessories. But if I have to go out and use this and I want to use a lavalier mic, I need to record with the camera. I need to record with this separately, sync it in post, which isn't difficult if you're just doing one take. But if you're constantly kind of starting a video, stopping a video, it just becomes a pain. So I was looking at the Wireless Go. The problem with the Wireless Go is that the Wireless Go is fine for me, and I like the fact it's smaller. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, where are you? So what I'm talking about just now is one thing I can do is use the Rode NTG, VideoMic NTG. Now, as you can see, this adds a little bit of weight and bulk to your camera, but it does give you that sound. Now, the good thing about this is that if I'm out filming with a friend with this camera, that will pick up the audio from both of us and we can talk and it'll pick up background noise and all that. But that's not always what you want. Sometimes you want, just the audio from yourself. And that's why I was looking at something like the Wireless Go. And with this, this just sits on top of the camera, but it's a lot smaller. And you just sit it on top. Now, David's got these mics. That's why I'm talking about this, because David's got these mics. He's done a lot of tests with them. And I like the idea that these don't take up a lot of room on top of the camera. But if I got that, I would have to buy both, because obviously this doesn't work for two people. Does it? I don't know. I'll actually have to check that. I'm not sure if you can connect multiple receivers to the one transmitter. Is that possible? I'll need to check that. The idea being that two people could wear the lav mic and then one transmitter. But I like the fact that's smaller. So if I'm going out, it's a little bit less to carry. It's a little bit less obvious and things like that. But these are all things that I can explore over the next few months, if I try to improve my setup. Oh, is that right, David? All right, okay, I'll need to do more research then. Is the VideoMic Pro Plus bigger? Is it a bigger microphone? What do you mean by distort, David? Do you mean like it's the audio quality is not good, or just that? Is it? Because a lot of mics do things in different ways. For example, if there's like a low filter cut or a high pass filter, whatever, they'll sometimes it kind of feels or sounds artificial as far as how they modify the audio wave. But I'll need to check out some more tests about that and see which one is best for me. Worst case scenario, I could buy two of them and just see which one works best. But yeah, I mean, I don't get out much. That's the thing. I'm not a vlogger. Let's be honest, I'm not a vlogger. Most of my videos, I'm sitting here on this chair. I'm being a fat boy just sitting in the house. But I do like the idea of getting out more and just walking around more. That's what David does on his channel, and I do like that. Just kind of more natural walking about. Ah, right, okay. You can't use two transmitters with one receiver, right? Yes, I think I said that backwards, didn't I? I think I said two receivers and one transmitter. Yeah, yeah. I do like the idea of that. If I'm out myself, the Wireless Go probably is a better solution. If it's just me, the Wireless Go with the lavalier mic from Rode, not the Smart Lav. I can't remember what the other one is. That's probably a better setup, but I'll maybe get the bigger mic. I mean, this is actually quite a small shotgun microphone, and you know, it's not too bad. This one, I've not got it on there now, but this one isn't too bad. The Rode one's a little bit bigger. The NTG can overload the capsule, so even the 20 decibel, the minus 20 decibel option won't sort it. Ah, right, okay. Right. I'm just checking. I've got a message here. Right. I just got a message from a mate, Carrie, from like 40 minutes ago saying he's ready to go for a run. I've been chatting away. Yeah, this is something I'd like to explore more in the future. I'll probably check out some of David's videos. So I'll leave a link, guys. This is David's channel. I'm sure I've shared it with you before, but the reason I'm sharing this is because a lot of the things I've been talking about today, as far as getting out and testing this camera, and more importantly, testing the audio, because that's the thing, you know, you buy a camera like this and you're worried about stabilization, you're worried about the warping at the side of the video, but if the audio was crap in this, I can't use the video, so I really need to get the audio right as well. And David does a lot of comparison tests and things like that, so I'm going to maybe check out some of David's videos about this. You can see there's the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus as well, and I think he's got the NTG there as well. So I'm going to have to check out some of these kind of videos from David and help me make a decision as to which one I get. And the wireless go with the Lav is an awesome vlogging setup. Yeah, I'll maybe look into that. The reason why I wanted a shotgun though is in case I go out with friends. You know, I've said to a few friends, why don't we go out and do a hill walk and we can walk around? But the wireless go might actually be a better option in the short term. In fact, I think you're right, David, actually. The wireless go could be a better option for me because I can use this one in the meantime, or use the Video Micro in the meantime until I decide which one I want. I might pick up the wireless go then. Maybe I'll do that, guys. I'll maybe pick up the wireless go with the lav mic. Give it a try. Yeah, I like the idea of it being a smaller setup. So, yeah, I need to go and experiment with this kind of stuff, guys. And that's the thing. You know, like myself and David and other YouTubers, you know, kind of, that went through this journey, you know, as far as YouTubing and uploading videos all the time. You don't always know all the answers. You know, it's not difficult to understand that you do need an external mic, you do need a lav mic, you do need a shotgun mic, but you just have to go out there and try it. You need to buy equipment and then get out there and then see what works and see what sounds good. And you don't always get it right. You know, even if you look at something like this, if I can show you an overhead camera, even something like this, zoom in, come on, zoom. If you look at the back of this camera, you can see it's got off, you've got the low pass filter there, and then you've got -10, 0, and +20. Now, ideally in most camera mics, you want to put +20 so that the signal getting sent to it is better. But it depends. You know, sometimes I would use +20 on the Canon 50 and then 0 with my phone. But I need to do lots of video tests with this camera to see which one is the best, because if you set it at the wrong level, if you set it +20, it could be too loud, or, you know, you need to set the microphone level and all that as well. So even if you've got a good understanding of how this works, you still have to do the boring stuff. You need to do lots of video tests. You need to go out there and test things. And sometimes you can lose a lot of your time because you do. I could go out and spend a whole day doing videos, and then I come home and I listen to it. I'm like, oh, I can't use it. I can't use the footage because, you know, the audio is too low or too high and things like that. But I will get out there, guys. David's actually swaying me. I'm actually thinking to maybe get the wireless go first, because I've got these ones as a shotgun mic as a backup, so I should maybe go for the wireless go, or some sort of equivalent to the wireless go, either the wireless go or something like that. The dead cat in the Video Micro makes people stare at my setup. Yeah, I think whenever you add any kind of microphone to any camera, people will start looking at it because they're not used to seeing it. This certainly, you know, grabs a lot of attention. I always wonder why they don't have something a little bit less obvious, you know, maybe just a smaller one. Like this this Shure VP83, you know, it's just got a little, yeah, it's just a foam, which I can actually, you can see the capsule, you can actually take that off, but you can see it underneath, but yeah, you kind of just have to deal with it. Right, guys, I have to go out and get rid of my man boobs. So I need to go out and run, sweat, and get rid of the coronavirus biscuit belly. So thanks for watching, guys. I've not done a live stream for a while, but it's been good catching up, and I've just rambled on for an hour or so. But it's been good catching up, guys. Stay tuned. I'll do more videos about the camera and stuff, and yeah, I'll just mess around with this kind of vlogging setup over the next few weeks to see what works and all that. Yeah, at least it stopped raining. It was quite warm actually earlier on. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I do appreciate it. And stay tuned. I will have more videos coming up soon. But I do appreciate you all tuning in, and I will try and do more live streams in the future. Today's worked a little bit better as far as notifying people that I'm coming, because I scheduled the video a little bit in advance. I think I gave like 4 hours in advance, 4 hours of warning. So yeah, seems to be working okay. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I do have that lens coming. I'm probably going to pick up one of these mics as well after I do some research on it. I'll check out some of David's videos, etc. See which one's best. But I think the wireless Go does seem to be the best option for me, just for me. And I do like that, you know, I do like that setup. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm rambling on now. So yes, until next time, guys, take care. I appreciate you all dropping by, guys. Tony, Barry, David, Mr. Switch, Ed, Gary dropped by as well. Thanks to everyone who dropped by and commented. I do appreciate it. So until next time, guys, take care, and I'll speak to you all very soon.